So finally, I'm able to spend some time to talk about my thoughts and experiences during 75 Hard. First of all, let me start off by talking a little bit about myself to begin with. My first name is Alexa. Hopefully you guys know that already. Um, I would say I have a passionate personality. Others would consider it probably annoying because I have this strong emotion to want to prove people wrong. So let me first give you an example of this. Let's rewind to the summer of my freshman year of high school. So about over 10 years ago. I went to my aunt's house in North Carolina and she had some chickens in the backyard. I knew what they were for, I knew what they were going to do with it. However, I explicitly told my family when they planned to do what they were going to do with the chicken to please make me aware of it so that I can order my own chicken, a chicken that I didn't raise myself. So a couple of days passed. My family and we went to Myrtle Beach in South Carolina, spent some time together. And then upon return to my aunt's house, where she made a fabulous dinner, which I enjoyed. And a couple of hours later, my cousin questioned me, like, "Oh, do you know why Tia, nudged me when you were grabbing your plate?" And I was like, "No, like, what happened?" And she, in result, let me know that the chicken that I ate was the chicken that were in the backyard that I pretty much raised. So I was livid. My airy self went off on my family. It was definitely toxic of my family to do what they did. But that's aside from the story. Where I'm going with this. Eventually, after that incident, I told my family I will never eat meat again. My family looked at me like I was crazy and said I wouldn't even last a week. They even thought that I wouldn't even last a day without eating meat. The next day, my family had this huge barbecue and had all types of meat grilling from beef to chicken to pork. Did I eat any of it? And no, I did not. I actually did not eat meat for almost 4 years until I went to college and I accidentally ate meat, which is a story for another day. So, this is just to explain the type of person I am. If someone tells me I cannot do something, I enjoy I enjoy proving them wrong. I enjoy showing off the disciplined personality I have, and I always stick to my word, no matter what is the consequence. All right? So I'm going to jump into the why I decided to do 75 hard. So in 2020, when I saw others doing it, I always stated that I would like to do it, but right now it's just not the time for me to do it. So in 2021, I left social media so that I can focus solely on like finding a house, finishing up my master's, which I did both, woohoo. But in result, I neglected my health and I gained all the weight I lost in 2020, plus a little bit more than that. I showed myself too much grace, and in result, like the second half of 2021 became really challenging for me mentally, then my health wise, despite all like those fabulous wins in the beginning. So fast forward to October 2021, I was sick and tired of like my lack of commitment to my fitness journey, my health journey, and like just not being like I can be disciplined for a short amount of time, but then I will like fall off track. So I knew that realistically, at that moment, I could not do 75 hard. I knew I wanted to do it. But I couldn't. I knew realistically I couldn't because I lived in Connecticut and I was working in the Bronx. So I was commuting 5 hours a day, waking up at 4 and then getting home at 7. So I really value sleep, and which is crucial in a health journey. So I decided to do a 75 soft challenge. There are many different versions of them out there, but I will post the one I did here or somewhere around here. And I know there's a lot of people who have their takes on this modified 75 hard, but in my opinion, I think they are amazing. Anything involving physical fitness and consistent to clean eating that is like doable, I think in my opinion is amazing, especially for anyone who is restarting a fitness journey, or for anyone who is just starting their wellness journey. I think 75 soft is great. So during that journey, I actually lost 20 pounds and kept it off since. And I'm going to try to attach some befores and afters of that as well. I've been able to since have a streak of moving my body since I started 75 soft. And I'm actually on day 271 right now. In February of 2021, I decided to work in the Bronx. I decided to leave work in the Bronx, which was super draining. And I knew it was like no longer the fit for me mentally and physically, like all that commuting. And I was able to find a job 18 minutes, which was an 18-minute drive from me. Now I had no more excuses, no more real excuses to do 75 hard. I knew I wanted to do it after my birthday because I had already planned for my friends who live pretty far to come up and turn up with me, and I decided to start 75 hard April 18th. I chose a low-carb diet as my diet for the next 75 days. The week before I started the challenge, I planned all the workouts I wanted to do, I did like little nutritional challenges during 75 hard weekly to, spice things up a little bit, but I made sure that they were low carb. I'm going to attach like the spreadsheet here or somewhere here. I also decided to read only books by Black authors because I wanted to explore the issues of freedom and equality long denied to the people of color in the United States, along with the further themes such as African American culture, racism, religion, and all the amazing things that women of color have done in this nation. And I think this is important to me as an educator and was really crucial to my development. I think I read amazing, fantastic books. So let me jump into some wins of this challenge. So 75 hard was definitely hard, as it's in the name of the challenge. The first week was not bad. That is why I intentionally chose to start 75 hard during a week I had off from break. I was able to get on my tasks done without the added stressor of work. So maybe people will consider it cheating, but maybe it's smart. I don't know. What you guys think? I had a tough experience almost my first month in, where a close friend of mine came over along with my sister's friend, and we went out to brunch and we went out to a lounge. And it was super hard. I thought that I needed to drink to have fun, but in that moment, that day, I learned that you do not need to drink to have fun. So I was like around the temptation of wanting to drink, but I also decided to be DD in order to avoid that extra temptation of drinking. A couple of weeks after that, I was preparing for vacation, and I decided to do this actual protective style on my hair. I got my first workout done during my lunch break at work, and I regrettably slept in that morning. And I was like, okay, I'll just do my second workout after I get my hair done. This style took all evening. I arrived home at 10 p.m. and I was angry, I was hangry, I was annoyed because this appointment was actually scheduled for Saturday so that I can have adequate time to complete all my tasks. However, the big part of this challenge is that sometimes things are not going to go as planned. Sometimes the actions of other people are going to impact your scheduling, your whatever you have planned. And it sucks, right? It does suck, but I sucked up all that anger and annoyance at the moment, and I did my second workout, and I felt like a true badass. Again, this is like mental toughness. At the end of May, I traveled, which I was surrounded by a whole bunch of temptations. Did I give in to any of them? No. Again, I felt like a whole badass the entire trip, doing my workouts, going bike riding, doing all these amazing 75 hard tasks despite, the temptations that come around going on vacation. I had many other wins during this challenge, but the one I want to talk about is losing my family dog after 11 years. Now, that was a moment I almost really gave up. That was a moment I almost threw in the towel. Day 68 of 75 hard. I truly thought that I made it this far and that I wasn't going to complete 75 hard. I find the value of others knowing about the challenge so crucial. I had so many amazing people who understood what 75 hard was, who understood um like the like how challenging it is. And also I had a really great support system who have lost their pets in the past, and like very close to when I lost my pet. And even I had my sister by my side, who we were both grieving and mourning together, who told me not to give up. Like I knew, and they reminded me that I would be more upset if I gave up. And I think I found that super valuable, like having that support system during that time. Also, did I forget to mention that I got LASIK eye surgery? Like your girl got surgery during 75 hard. So yeah, that happened. So post challenge. The weekend after the challenge, I had an activity where I invited friends over to drink and celebrate some of our accomplishments because we're badass women. I drank and had some cake, and which is something I obviously didn't do during 75 hard. On Monday after that event, there was a whole bunch of leftovers in my house because it took place here. There was like cake and chips and all of those good things. And I really, really wanted to eat it. Like I really was just like, oh my God, I want this. It's right here. I have access to it. But because of like that mental strength I gained during 75 hard, I was able to like literally just ignore it. Like I was literally able to like surpass the fact that I had all these things in front of me, and I chose not to eat it. I chose the better, like I don't want to say like these foods are bad, like I don't like that good and bad mentality, but I was able to just go back to routine, right? Because I didn't want to overindulge, because that becomes goes into a negative cycle. And I learned that I can have the strength to say no to something, even if it's right in front of my face, even if I'm traveling, even if I'm getting surgery, even if I'm losing my pets. I have that mental that mental strength to say no. I'm going to do this. I'm going to, keep a word to myself, and I'm going to do well. Also, I felt very sluggish, and I did not want to work out whatsoever, but I did work out. I did not let that be an excuse. I got myself up and I got it done. And I also, again, I have a streak of 271 days, and I don't want to break that. Again, back to my personality, my personality type. But let's get to my overall thoughts and conclusion of this challenge. So something I want to honestly mention is that I initially did this challenge to lose weight. Let's be real. That's what a lot of people who join this challenge want, right? That's one of their main goals. However, this challenge was far beyond a physical challenge. Yes, I lost weight, but I only lost 10 pounds during this challenge. All that damn hard work I put in, and I only lost 10 pounds. That is insane to me. Probably insane to you guys too. But am I upset about it? Absolutely not. I actually reached a low in my weight that I have not reached since I was back in high school, or a little before that. I think that 75 hard challenge is hard, but it's doable. I believe that there is a misconception about the flexibility of this challenge. For example, you can make your diet something that suits your lifestyle. So like intermittent fasting or keto or paleo, which people, and specifically intermittent fasting, a lot of people do that naturally, without like knowing that they're intermittent fasting. And that's definitely a diet that is, you're able to do. Also, both of your workouts do not have to be an intense like weight training or cardio. You can easily throw in some yoga or stretching here and there. On the other hand, I do believe that the all or nothing mentality can be very toxic. I know people who have gotten physically injured and think that it's okay to continue and go hard, when in fact you really need to give your body time to heal. The program encourages you sometimes to not listen to your body, because rest days are okay. Like learn from a lot of like actual certified trainers and nutritionists and who state, like your body needs rest. especially to recover from intense workouts. Additionally, we are humans. We slip up, or at least the bulk of us do. And this program encourages this black and white thinking that foods are bad and then foods are good. Some foods are bad, some foods are good. And I have to work out, or that you have to work out every day or you're a failure, right? Mistakes are okay. Having a treat is okay. We just have to be careful with like giving ourselves too much grace and like overdoing it, because then we fall into, again, that negative cycle. And that is a problem with, I think, 75 hard, that people just do these things for 75 days and then they just go back to their old habits. That's why, like, for me, like, based on what I learned in this challenge, I really value the 80-20 rule, that you choose to follow these things for 80% of your life, and then 20% you're showing yourself grace, and not even showing yourself grace, but doing what normal people do, which is freaking eat cake. Eat the damn cake. Don't eat it every day, but eat it, enjoy it. It's all about I think that for anyone who has done the 75 hard challenge, kudos to you. Like, shit is hard. I understand. Like, because I went through the journey, I feel you. It was hard. Like, we're dope for finishing it. But it's not for everyone. You can definitely start a good routine and a health journey without 75 hard. So for anyone who has done 75 hard, what are your thoughts? You can like respectfully comment below and we can have a discussion, or you can DM me on my Instagram, which I'm going to post here. But yeah, I hope you guys are all having a fabulous weekday, and I hope to do more videos like this with different challenges I do in the future. Bye.